Welcome to Trivia Club.
Hey, we're live. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Deep Thoughts on SNL podcast, a SNL review and discussion show. My name is Rob Moden, and with me today are...
Brian Edwards.
And Leah Sueko.
Leah did not mess it up this time.
I can get some things right. Give me enough chances and I'll get it right.
Good job.
I have complete faith in you.
I'm sure that's not true.
So today we are here to talk about the season premiere of SNL season 40, hosted by Chris Pratt, which Brian is very happy about because he drafted him for our fantasy league. And
awesome.
Musical guest, we'll talk. Musical guest, Ariana Grande. So yeah, is there a sketch that anybody is like dying to get into right away?
I think the big one for me was the Marvel movie slate. That would just stuck out to me as my favorite, probably.
Seems to be getting big right now online. I love Pam. I love the Winter Pam.
I loved both Pam, and then the Winter Pam just made it over the top for me.
Leah,
I loved it because I got points.
That's true. Leah, was there a clear favorite sketch for you?
I don't know if there was a clear Actually, no, that's not true. I was actually dying of laughter in the bar. I don't know what it was called.
Booty rap.
Flirting.
Booty rap? Yeah.
Booty rap.
Yeah.
Okay. I was dying. I was dying from that.
I think both of those sketches speak to Aidy Bryant being huge on last night's show. Maybe not necessarily points wise, but like just like the most amazing. Like she was killing it.
Right off the bat, I go, it was 80. Go, oh my God, this is a big episode for her.
She was almost every single sketch she was in.
And a significant part of the sketch too.
Wasn't great in the cold open.
Not much.
In the cold open. It wasn't great in it. I mean, she stumbled on quite a few lines. And
did she? I just watched. I didn't notice that.
No,
Go ahead.
There was like 3 or 4 lines that she stumbled on, but I feel like she was nervous because it's the first time she's been. I'm pretty sure that this is the first cold open she's ever been in, and she got to say live from New York. It's Saturday night. And you could tell she was so fucking excited to say that line. You could see it on her face that she was just over the moon that she got to do the live from New York.
Even though I didn't draft her, I was still happy she got to do the line.
And I mean that was one of the few sketches where she was playing the straight person. So I don't necessarily think she had to like kill it on the cold open, but like it was a huge.
Oh, the He-Man sketch. The He-Man sketch. I was Taran killing me. It was killing me.
Are they going to touch each other? Are they going to touch it? Yes, they are. Yes, they're going to touch each other's crotches.
Taran Killam ran away with that sketch, like to the point where it was kind of weird that Chris Pratt was almost saying nothing as He-Man, but like they wrote that for Taran Killam clearly.
Chris Pratt kind of took a back seat in most of the skits he was in. I can only think of 2 where he was kind of the focal point.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's work through the sketches like one by one. So the cold open, which we mentioned, and Chris Pratt was in, which is usually a good sign of a host.
That's what I've been thinking. As soon as I saw him, I was like, "Way to go, buddy!"
Yeah.
I like it.
And so it was State of the Union, hosted by Candy Crowley, played by Aidy Bryant, with Keenan and Jay as commentators who refused to basically say anything, and Chris Pratt as Roger Goodall, which I thought was interesting because I feel like there's at least a decent chance that Roger Goodall is going to come back,
again.
and
they're not going to have Chris Pratt around. So I thought Taran Killam would play Roger Goodall.
Yeah,
I was
Taran
expecting
would have been a better choice.
Yesterday at dinner, when a whole bunch of us got together, ideally from the league, I called out what's the opening sketch, guys, prediction, and everyone said NFL, Goodall, Ray Rice, whatever was going to be it, and we pretty much nailed that.
Which I honestly was really disappointed in because, I guess because I don't care.
Yeah.
And it was just really boring to me. There was honestly nothing about that skit that I really...
I mean, it wasn't like especially cutting or anything, and jumping forward, I liked the NFL intros.
That was better.
In kind of a lot of it in premise, in the structure, although that's kind of taken from Key and Peele, which the internet has been hammering SNL about. But yeah, it wasn't it didn't have much teeth to the NFL, and
like we've said about SNL before, is because they're the end of the week, so by the time they get to a story, everyone else has already done it in bits, and they've also been off, obviously, for the summer, and this story's been going on for at least a few weeks, so everyone's kind of hammered a lot of the points home. I don't think they did anything new with the opening sketch that hasn't really been already kind of...
Well, that's why I don't feel like they should have done it, and I definitely don't think there should have been 2 sketches devoted to it. There was something else.
Second one should have stayed over that one, for sure.
The second one deserved to be there. The cold open, they could have come up with something much better to do. Something even just more topical. I mean, this is a news cycle that's been running for like a month now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like they needed to do something about it, and maybe the NFL intros would have been stronger. But then again, we're hammering at the show for having a weak cold open, which is
okay. So you guys read, and I don't. So you guys would know this.
What are words, Danny? What is cake?
The Leslie Jones. Mm-hmm. I imagine that Twitter and the Facebook and stuff is blowing up over the joke they made about women beating women, basically.
I know a couple people in real life who were not happy with that joke. I didn't see anything about it on Twitter.
But I figure that there's going to be like some sort of backlash. Leslie Jones seems to get backlash every time she appears.
That's true. Yeah. And not
handle a strong, independent woman.
Am I right?
Am I right? Can I get an amen?
She's gonna get critique no matter what she does.
So I think we're all just kind of saying that they kind of it wasn't as strong a sketch as it could have been, whether or not they had to do it.
Yeah, the opening 40th season, you'd think they'd do something a little bit, I don't know,
something nostalgic, or I mean,
there wasn't really any reference to season 40 at all.
In, Pratt's monologue, that's it basically, I think.
Pratt's monologue. They did a slight little thing for Don Pardo.
Yeah.
That's
the one for
that said SNL 40, and the opening credits, which I would like to go over the opening credits because I had a few issues.
Sure, let's do it. Let's go right now.
But they did say in the opening credits several times, like SNL season 40.
Mm-hmm. Which they did. I think they did for 35. I think I remember them doing for 35, just putting the number 35 everywhere. But anyway, go ahead with your thoughts on the opening.
So, not a huge fan of it. Beck Bennett, creepiest. I'm completely against Beck Bennett now. I've turned. Beck Bennett is my Kenan Thompson. Fucking hate him.
What was Beck Bennett's thing? I can't remember.
The
just like
featured players.
It was just this awful face that he makes, and he's just like, "I'm gonna date rape you." Like, it's awful.
Okay.
It's awful. It's really awful.
I can't see any.
Really, that was the best take they got from him.
I can't see any of the ones from like the last 10 years where instead of like a still shot of the person, it's like actually just like they're doing an activity, and then they turn the camera and, hey guys, I'm a cast member or whatever. Because like there was a Tim and Eric sketch a couple years ago or something where it was just the two of them over and over and over again, like doing those scenes of like they're around New York and then they turn the camera and they're just like staring with a creepy smile, and it's so fake. And so I don't know. I like it in general. I like the cinematography and stuff, but like there's something about.
I like that they take advantage of the fact that they're in New York and they film those bits in New York, like the little places, not like Magnolia Bakery. No offense, Leah. But the real little side places. Bakery. Yeah, representative.
They got a helicopter shot. I don't know if you saw that. It opened it right up, but the helicopter shot, I think, over the Empire State Building.
Nice. What'd you think of the new theme? Which I was the breaking news for that, by the way.
Oh really? Yeah. You retweeted the Instagram from Jared from the band. I didn't notice a difference.
Really? Oh, I did. Not right away. Like the opening a little bit, I noticed. I mean, it was the same style. I mean, they're not going to completely chuck out the format, but it was a little bit different. I liked it.
I feel like the last one, it took me like 3 years to actually like go like, oh yeah, the theme goes. No, that was the previous one. See, I don't.
I was going to say, I don't even know.
It's just jazz. It's just jazz.
Tom Mooney has really white teeth. If you.
You know who really has white teeth? Pete Davidson. Go back to the NFL intro sketch when he talks about
using really big teeth with really white teeth.
when he says
teeth are way wider but not as big.
When he says he loves cocaine, I can only think his teeth are almost as white as that sweet, sweet cocaine.
So you know he's not on the meth because he has the white teeth.
Yeah, I think next was Bobby Moynihan with like blacked out teeth, and it's like I was expecting him to say meth, and then she's like, I haven't done anything yet, but I'm feeling it. Let's go to the monologue. Leah, what did you think of another musical monologue?
I thought, Chris Pratt is so charming.
Didn't surprise me at all.
So I have a hard time. I mean, he messed up in a few spots, but he played it off so well and was so charming about it that you can't fault the guy for it. I mean, he was just nervous. The only issue I took with it was when he threw it to Anna Faris, his wife. I didn't think that part. I liked at the end. I thought it was very sweet when they were kissing and everything at the end. But in the opening monologue, it didn't work for me. Her delivery of her saying, "Yeah, we did." Like I was kind of like, what is she doing there? And it took like him saying, "Yeah."
What's his wife doing there in the audience?
No. The way she delivered that line, like, "Yeah, we did."
Yeah, her tone was slightly different than like his tone. Although
exactly.
He was a little more mumbly, and she was like sitcom, like not necessarily sitcom, but like, "Yeah, I do," or whatever. I thought I liked that moment, if only because it seemed like one of the only actual real jokes of the song. I was kind of shocked by how kind of unfunny, and it seemed like they were maybe going for earnestness, but like it was just like waiting for a joke in that song.
I did appreciate the nods to SNL history when he mentioned that he used to live in a van down by the river. I go, oh, that's a nice.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And it's true.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I feel like I might be biased because I find him completely adorable, and even me taking issue with his wife showing up, I'm like, why the fuck is she there? So I don't know. I could be completely off base with
I was okay with it because she was just in that, had like the one line, and then she was at the end giving him a hug and a kiss goodnight, and she didn't like appear in sketches with him, and that would have been a little bit much.
I was actually surprised that the Vanessa Bayer sketch where they make out.
Yeah.
I totally thought it was Anna Faris at first, and I was really excited that it was Anna Faris, and then I was like, oh, it's Vanessa Bayer.
Oh, because my immediate thought once they started openly making out was like Anna Faris is like 10 feet over that way.
Yeah. So. I think she's cool with it. I think she's cool.
When just Vanessa's like making out with like his scar makeup on its chest.
Oh god.
I thought it was. I actually really liked that skit.
You would have kissed the scar chest, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You have to show that you care.
Yeah.
Leah, what part of his body, if it was scarred, would you not kiss and make out with?
What part of his body? Probably the same parts that if they weren't scarred.
Knee. You're saying knee.
And why am I not being asked this question?
Very true. Brian, scar makeouts. Go.
Same answer. Actually, there's really no place that I...
Yeah, I'm finding it really hard to think.
Freshly showered Chris Pratt? Oh, so funny.
But orange Chris Pratt?
Yeah, that's okay too. Yeah.
I think I prefer in shape Chris Pratt. I feel like there might be some limitations on where I'm gonna kiss.
Wait, are you one of the people who are
60 pounds
upset
heavier?
about? Are you upset about fit Chris Pratt versus chubby Chris Pratt?
No, it's just chubby Chris Pratt. I'll get naked in front of. Fit Chris Pratt, I'm not doing it. Lights are off. You're not seeing anything. We're doing over the clothes only. Like, it's no fun for either of us.
There's been a lot of thought put into this.
I often think, am I gonna get naked in front of this person? So yeah, I mean, pretty much anybody I talk to, that's like a thought that goes through.
First 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
Would I let them see me naked? Way more attractive. No. Not happening.
I think
I don't need that shit. You think I need that? No. I want somebody who's grateful. Who's like, I got to see a naked girl. Not someone who's like, I could have done better.
You think Chris Pratt would do that? I could have done better.
Leah.
No, he seems like a good guy, you know?
Brian, watch this segue. Leah, would you have taken Cialis turnt for Chris Pratt?
Yes. I don't feel like that's even a question.
Okay.
I think I would have been Aidy Bryaning his ass.
I was pretty mad that it was Aidy Bryant, and then I go, damn it, another one? How many sketches is this woman in tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I would kill if I could have last year's team back, where I had Killam, Bryant, O'Brien, which would have been Davidson, and Mooney. I would be just doing fantastic.
Do yourself a huge...
I did pretty amazing, so...
And calculate your points for your old team from this episode. And see
No, I don't want to hate myself. No. The Cialis commercial, decent concept. I don't know. It was a lot of nothing though.
I thought it was pretty funny.
It was fun. There are two lines I liked. It was the roller coaster in my pants. And
in my penis.
line,
it was penis.
In my roller coaster in my penis. And there's a lot of ecstasy in this.
Yeah.
Do you know what I thought the entire time I was watching that?
Go.
Go. Nice.
How is this going to blow up the chat on Taryn's arms? I was just waiting for this huge conversation about Taryn's arms. Did you see Taryn's arms? He's worked out even more this summer. Because you guys all have a major hard-on for Taryn.
Well.
Because we do? We specifically have a major hard-on?
I've never mentioned him, and people...
Except for just now and how you brought up his arms into this conversation.
No, but that's you guys who always talk about his arms and how fit he got.
It's all our fault, Leah.
Uh-huh.
I don't find him attractive whatsoever. He's a Milwaukee 4.
Except that your eyes went right to his arms.
Yeah.
Only because of you guys.
Brian, do you have any idea what she's talking about with this?
The children's
arm?
fault.
Are you guys seriously kidding me right now? You guys talk about his body all the time.
I remember mentioning that the internet was going crazy for him at Boy Dance Party like last October. I don't remember just bringing up in rant.
I don't remember their own episode when they're in the little surf suits.
That was nice. That was probably more me than anyone else, to be fair.
His arms.
I honestly don't remember ever saying just because you guys, not just Brian, but you said you guys and you point at the screen, so I think it's me. I don't remember ever going into a conversation with the chat guy. Guys, have we talked about Taryn's arms lately? Or like, I don't know. Have we?
Because I'm always kind of like, I don't understand why you guys like.
Except apparently you can spot it right away.
Well,
because of
speaking of Taryn's arms.
Nice segue, Brian. Speaking of Taryn's arms, He-Man and Lion-O.
So good.
So good.
It was good. There were a couple of dead moments, and it didn't have an ending, but other than that...
The ending was super bad. The ending, that's actually what I wrote down, was...
And not as in, like, the ending then turned into the ending of Superbad, where it's like, it's actually kind of poignant, and they all go off in their different directions. They just kind of walk off stage.
Yeah, it was weird. They should have ended it half a beat earlier. It's like some forgot to turn on the applause sign when they're supposed to.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say half a beat earlier. I would say Ariana Grande coming in was a huge mistake.
Yeah.
Huge mistake. I don't fucking care that she wanted to be in a skit. Like, she didn't. No. Kick her off. But then it picked up a little bit when Aidy Bryant came back in, and they were like, I like mom. But yeah, the ending was just super strange and didn't work whatsoever.
Has Aidy Bryant being sexual ever not been the funniest thing in an episode?
See, and
It's her go-to. It's her being either socially awkward or sexual or both.
Or both. Usually it's both.
Usually worse.
And she's been batting 1,000 so far. I'm all for it. Yeah. It's awesome.
I did think it was weird because normally when there's a host, they pair somebody up with that host.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was interesting Aidy Bryant was the pair-up to Chris Pratt. I wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah, no, it worked. I like that.
Because I think Chris Pratt, at least shown in Parks in a more comedic context, is very good at kind of like reacting to stronger personalities.
Yeah.
So I think it was a good call to put Aidy overly sexual in many sketches with him.
Yeah. It was a good sketch. Good like cake, but different good.
Brilliant, Brian. I'm not going to repeat it, which in the past I would just normally repeat what you just said, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to say, well done.
Let's say you're just going to talk for 20 seconds about not repeating it?
Yes.
Misty Leah.
You're welcome.
All right. Next was Vet Office, which they brought back from the Josh Hutcherson episode.
No, my least favorite probably of the night.
The what?
The veterinarian hospital, where they just constantly kill stuff.
Why? That's what I have written down. No. Animal hospital. Why?
I can actually see it. It was right in the center of the screen. You perfectly framed that up. That was great.
Why? It's really good.
Let's focus on positives.
Okay.
I loved.
Focus on positives. I'm gonna sit here and judge it.
Okay, I loved Chris Pratt shaking a turtle. That was my favorite thing. That was a great thing. I want that as a GIF. I don't know what context I would ever use it in, but just like him shaking the turtle and the
It would obviously be a phallic gesture that you were using.
The thudding of the turtle head against the shell was amazing. It was awesome.
And one of probably my favorite lines of the night easily was she was murdered.
Boom.
Perfect delivery.
Twitter loved it too.
Yeah.
Now, Leah, you may go.
No, I don't wish to say anything nice whatsoever.
Speaking
and
of
I have the eyebrow.
Can anyone explain the ending of that sketch to me, where they all just put on hats and walk out? I did not get it at all.
And then Chris Pratt kind of looked to the camera like, guys, I know, but all right, bye.
I told him this wasn't good.
Well, the reference there, I didn't get it at all. It was super. It was like two back-to-back sketches with no or weird odd endings. I didn't get it.
There were a few tonight that weren't great.
I was completely baffled when I saw Animal Hospital again. I have no words.
It's one joke sketch.
It is. And why bring it back? It goes nowhere. Nothing happens.
It was like a second for me to go like, I think I've seen this before. Have I seen it before? They can't have brought this back, right?
You saw the exact same sketch with a much shorter man in it. That's the only difference.
Exactly.
That was the only difference.
Yeah. They were actually, I went back and looked at it, and I don't know. It was just a lesser version of like,
Rob, did you think the parrot bit was a Canadian reference when the parrot was taught to speak pizza pizza?
I don't know.
Little Caesar's reference.
Pizza Pizza's a pizza chain in Canada.
Pizza Pizza is also what Little Caesar's says in the United States.
Yeah, that. I knew there was something there. Yeah, Leah's right.
I'm right. You guys are wrong.
There was a line. There were like a couple lines. There was one in there where I feel like it was completely ignored by the audience. I wish I had written it down. Does anybody have like notes of like good lines or anything? Just while we're on the topic.
She was murdered.
Leah, I'm sure your page is full.
No, the only thing I have is Animal Hospital. Why? Exclamation points galore. That's all that one got.
Brian?
No, I just have the pizza parrot. She was murdered, and the inexplicable hats at the end.
Okay. All right. Well, moving on to the Marvel trailer. What was everyone's favorite team? What would you see immediately besides Pam, which is obviously the winner?
Pam 2, the Winter Pam.
Yeah.
I also enjoyed Creatures of the Cosmos. They went into good detail about the characters. The pastry chef, the Harlem Globetrotter, the alien real estate sign spinner. So specific.
Bobby Moynihan dressed as Grimace, but also smoking a cigar, which they didn't even verbally reference, and an office chair. Yeah.
I'm going with shopping carts.
Shopping carts was amazing. Shopping carts was fantastic.
Was my favorite one.
I mean, Ghost. Like, that could be, if somebody made a movie about shopping carts that saved the world, like, not even like a blockbuster, but just like an indie movie, you just hear about this weird movie where shopping carts are like sentient and like
feels like a Pixar or a Pixar knockoff.
I would have to see that immediately.
But that's like the horror movie Tire, where it's a tire that goes around killing people. And
yeah, but
it's just a tire.
That doesn't sound great, but because there's one tire. That's the key. There were many shopping carts.
I'm looking for this on Netflix right now.
Shopping carts had multiple.
I'm pretty sure it's just called Tire.
For some reason, I'm motioning an S with my hand to know that there are multiple shopping carts.
What really made the whole thing work for me was the instant reset of the song every time they introduced a new movie. And the walk through that same hallway was perfect every time. It just made it funnier every time.
Leah looks like she wants to say something.
Okay, so this was my moment where I was like, Sarah, because Sarah, when we did the draft, was like, Beck Bennett can shampoo my crotch, right? That was the
what?
Those
are exact words, I believe.
Oh, sorry. I mistook shampoo my crotch for a positive thing, and I was just like, I don't remember that at all.
Most people do. That's not how I mean it.
He said she said he was garbage.
Yeah. Okay, garbage.
Yeah.
Mine had a bit more flair.
Yeah.
So she said he was garbage.
Uh-huh.
And in the first part of this Marvel thing, it's Beck Bennett and Kyle Mooney, and they're like...
Oh, yeah, doing the evaluation.
And I just hated Beck Bennett. And the only thing I could think of was Sarah saying Beck Bennett is garbage. And
yeah, Beck Bennett didn't... I don't know why. He just didn't seem like he was there. There were a couple moments in the digital short where I really liked his line reading.
Yeah, me too.
But, like, I don't know. Yeah, I totally get what you're saying. For some reason, it was irritating, that John C. Reilly, Peter Serafinowicz referencing scene.
Didn't bother me. I liked it. But I like the reset, the music, the walk down that same hallway for every movie.
Also, actually, wait. In the John C. Reilly scene, why did their chest lights, why were they, like, flaring, and they were just, like, very distracting? Did anybody else?
I was wondering that as well, and I thought it was an X-Men reference for some reason.
No,
Come on, be professional.
Somebody else in the room played music. And edit point. There you go.
Under the bus.
Somebody else in the room, to remain nameless.
I know.
It was. I thought I liked the sketch. Obviously, the internet loves the sketch. I thought it could have been better. I feel like there was what they could have chosen for the teams. Pam was clearly a home run, but like some of them just like came and went. Bus people.
A little repetitive. Like they should have mixed up a little bit more, but it was a very minor criticism.
Mm-hmm. Update. First update with Jay.
It was so long.
It was long. It was like the first time.
Half of the episode.
I feel like we haven't had like 3 correspondents.
No.
That was like I feel like that was a regular thing when Myers was hosting solo.
Yeah.
But like, here it was so.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Because when I saw, was it like Leslie Jones came on? I think she was the first one.
No. She was the last one.
No, she wasn't the last. Pete was last.
It was. I got the order.
So she was third.
Girl you wish you hadn't talked to at a party. Leslie Jones, Pete Davidson.
Yeah. Because I was glancing at Twitter earlier and I saw that Patton Oswalt tweeted to Pete Davidson saying, "Hey, you were really great. Your character in Update was clearly making fun of the dude bro homophobes. Fuck the haters." So apparently he was getting criticism last night for the character. Yeah, on Update.
For who?
He's like, "Thanks, man."
Davidson was amazing.
On Twitter, whatever, like calling him like homophobic or whatever for that.
I was kind of. I actually, when he was on there, I did think had that joke gone somewhere else, it would have been better. But after a few minutes of him doing the same thing of yes, I'll suck a guy's cock if there's money involved, I was kind of going, this isn't a great thing that he's doing. I also kind of was a little.
Because I don't know. I disagree. I thought that like I was worried.
Funny.
I was worried, but like I thought that it was after like the point was that it wasn't a big deal at all.
Yeah.
And like
anyone who said they wouldn't or they'd do it for $1 million is lying. Like it was a comedian at the festival, just for laughs, who did it kind of the same thing. They talked about how like if their guys have that conversation, would you do it for $1 million? Who are you to think you're worth $1 million? Is a joke. I'll go for like 3,000, 150 if I'm honest.
I feel like if somebody talked through it, then they're like I could probably be swayed that it was homophobic. If I just look at it from a different perspective, I can easily understand how some people took that away. But I thought it was like making fun of the people who are just like never, I wouldn't do it. No.
That you gotta think who's the target of the joke. It's not people who suck cock. It's people who say they wouldn't for $1 million or whatever it is.
And then the joke turned into just the absurdities of like I would do it for boat money. I need boat money.
You need boat money.
I think where he lost me though, where I was kind of like, oh, I don't know how I'm feeling about this now, because I did think it was really funny right off the bat, and then it was when he was like, now when I lived with my mom, I wouldn't suck any cock, and that's when I was kind of like, oh, I don't know how I feel.
No, see, it was just because he didn't need the money.
Yeah, I'm with Brian.
And nothing to do with the activity. It's he didn't need the money. Didn't matter what he was doing for the money.
I'm just saying it went on a little too. It went on a little too long.
Yep.
That's the only thing I'm saying.
Oh, so you're saying you're not saying that he lost you because of the change in the premise, or that, but like just because that at that point you were like, do we have to go through another layer?
Yeah, it was kind of
lengthwise.
The length that it went on started making me second guess the intention. Whereas if it had been short and sweet, it was hysterical, like the first 2 minutes. And then the last 2 minutes, I was kind of like, okay, I don't know that I still need to hear him justifying why he's going to suck a man's cock. It was as simple as that.
That's fair.
Then it became like,
Let's back out to Weekend Update overall, and especially Michael Che and Colin Jost. I thought Jost has improved. I'll go on record.
No.
I thought Jost has improved.
Me too.
No.
Okay. All right. Leah is not on board.
I'm going to disagree with you, and one of my notes, as a matter of fact, I have it written as proof. It says, I thought Colin Jost promised to do better.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, case
I think you will find.
I present to you an article submitted from Huffington Post in which one Mr. Jost did declare that he did endeavor to improve his comedic stylings.
And I did not find it to be so.
I found it fine, and I liked him and Che together. The little back and forth we got between them.
Che was way better. You look at Che and you go, this is his first update, but you see where he's going. I mean, he was a little
rough.
Not perfect.
Yeah.
But you could see that he's gonna be fucking awesome.
I thought he had more of a I don't think he was fantastic yet, or even necessarily enough to get that reaction, but I thought he had a lot more personality than he even did on The Daily Show after a couple months. So
I think The Daily Show definitely suited him in prepping for this kind of thing.
I think he was more. I think Update is a better fit for him than
I think it's
on The Daily Show.
I liked him on The Daily Show, but I think he's gonna be great here. I'm looking forward to it.
The Ooh Child segment, I thought.
I love the Ooh Child.
Okay, first of all, you love Keenan, so. Second of all,
I don't have Keenan.
No, you love Keenan. Love Keenan. Second of all, there were moments in there, Benghazi becoming John McCain's safe word, like a few little jokes in there that were great, but it still felt a little weird and a little forced. Like it was kind of like hey, let's try and come up with like a thing that's gonna be our thing.
But I'm gonna blame that on. I'm gonna completely blame it on Colin Jost. I'm sorry.
Based on anything specific, or just?
Based on I fucking feel like it.
Okay.
I think
he wasn't as, I don't know, like everybody else had good chemistry and he was just saying shit. He always just says it's just like, and I'm gonna say my next sentence.
I thought his delivery improved. I thought it did.
I disagree. I think you're just getting used to him.
Can we go to the?
Wait. No. I really have to point out goats. Rob? Did you notice the goats joke?
I forgot about your crazy conspiracy theory. Do you want to re-explain it?
Okay, so Colin Jost makes a joke about a geek. The geek, right? Which is a goat and a sheep that have breeded. And I don't remember what the joke was, but I wrote down goats. They're not even hiding their obsession with it.
All right, so you did not explain the theory at all, which is what I asked you to do.
Oh, okay. Okay, so the theory is, last season, there were all these jokes about people dating dogs. Like, where they were actually dating dogs. There was...
I went back and listened. It's true. There were a couple of dog
It was so... I mean, it
jokes.
was... Yeah.
Now, the next level of this is that somehow Leah interpreted the jokes about having sex with dogs to be a cover for what they were really interested in, which is having sex with goats.
It's next level crazy.
Which is based on nothing. But now that this one joke has about a goat.
But, I mean, start of the season, immediately we're with the goats.
Now we're gonna have a board up with keeping track of this.
I think I mentioned at the time push pins, twine, connecting everything. Just actually to take out of Parks and Rec, there's going to be a picture of a dog and a picture of a goat and a single twine connecting them, and just staring at it going, where does this fit? How does this work?
Oh.
I immediately thought of you, Rob.
But where did goats come from in the first place? That's what I wonder. Where did you go from dog jokes to, well, actually what they're thinking of is goats?
I think in my social setting of the people that I know, it's goats that people usually do bad things to, and so
friends. What?
I mean, Scottish people and New Zealanders and
we've just kissed listenership from those countries goodbye.
No, Scotland people know it's true. Come on.
What?
Be honest. Look yourself in the mirror and just admit that you guys have a thing.
If we named episodes after quotes from our discussion, I just want to point out that you said, I take my assumptions about people wanting to fuck goats from my friends or the people I hang out with or whatever it was. I don't understand you. I don't.
Let's put a pin on the goat and talk about the rest of the update.
Okay.
Let's talk about the girl who you wish you hadn't started with a conversation with.
I have so many notes from her, so many great lines. She does this 25/7. It's an abomination. Let me mansplain this to you so you manderstain.
Pretty great.
Swipe left. It's a post-facial society.
Mm-hmm.
If Neil Grass is so smart, why'd he bite that guy's ear off? Amazing.
No,
there are babies in China who don't even know they're adults.
Like, how are we even?
The selfie with Michael Che.
Oh, the selfie. My dad's gonna hate that. I loved that line. I loved my dad.
It was nice to see her back.
Yeah.
And Michael Che just going.
I'm still on the side that, like, I honestly do believe that Cecily asked to be taken off of update, and it didn't seem awkward when she showed back up. I'm just happy. I'm happy.
Yeah, I like the he looks like my ex line was a nice bit.
Yeah, some sort of kind of meta.
He died in Burning Man.
Yeah.
I thought it was too soon, personally.
No, once she was off the desk permanently, you knew they were going to throw her on right away.
Sorry, hold on. Did somebody actually die at Burning Man and this was a reference to it?
No, I thought it was too soon because her and Michael Bryan broke up.
Oh.
You're saying he looks like...
No, I didn't see that. No. I saw it as just I used to work.
I was like, that's disrespectful.
Speaking of, actually, segueing into the next bit.
You could have written that line.
Segueing into Leslie Jones. Because Leslie Jones and Michael Bryan and a few others were rumored to not be coming back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Leslie Jones is back.
I was really confused about that because, we had read Leslie Jones is out. She's working on movies now, and
no, that's Paula Pell. Paula Pell was so basically Splitsider just said like, hey, NBC updated its SNL website. The list of writers doesn't include Mike O'Brien, Leslie Jones, LaKendra Tukes, Paula Pell, and I think one or two more. But Paula Pell, it said like, well, she's working on the movie The Nest, but that was like shot over the summer.
Yeah.
No, but Leslie Jones is gonna be in somebody's movie, Top 5. Why his name is escaping me, I have no idea.
Chris Rock?
Chris Rock.
That movie's already done.
I realized that, but it said that she was leaving because she had several films.
Well, she's still here. I was happy.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I was too. I wrote down Colin Jost needs to take Leslie with him everywhere because he seems like a fucking interesting person with her around.
I love that line for. Are you sure? For who, Jost? For who? Which is adorable.
Her just scream into the camera was. Yeah, just like I wish Mulaney had shown up when he was doing update commentary, but I'm glad to see some writers make it onto the show.
Yeah,
and
me too. It's a nice showcase.
Do little stand-up bits. Yeah.
And she made it on later on with the NFL.
Yeah.
NFL players.
Yeah,
I thought that was. Yeah.
Yeah, she has a nice
I really
energy.
like her. Yeah, I actually really love her. I think she's maybe a little bit too aggressive to be to have been cast on the show.
Yeah.
Because she's a little in your face, a little there, but I love her. I think she's
like
amazing.
They can use her in that NFL sketch. If they keep doing that, it's perfect. It's perfect for her.
Yeah, because she's very strong. She is quite an aggressive force, and so I don't think it would work in every sketch.
Yeah.
But I think she's amazing when she pops up.
So overall, we liked Update.
Yes.
I did think it was a good update, other than Jost.
But like an improvement over most of the Jost strong era.
Jost people.
I think.
Leah's throwing me off. Leah's throwing me off to the point where I just pronounced her name Leslie.
I don't know. I like Shay more than Cecily.
Ooh,
yeah, I think we all liked Cecily, but we prefer to see her as characters.
And she was much better. She was much better than Colin, but yeah.
That's a good start for the season.
Yeah.
I also enjoyed the line, "We could lose a war with Canada."
I did. I thought of all of you guys immediately, of course.
Stay south of mountain of Barack Obama Boulevard.
Yeah.
Someday. Booty rap.
I got the Jimmy Pardo, or the Jimmy Pardo.
Oh, the Don Pardo tribute.
Don Pardo still, which is nice.
I saw some people on Twitter were kind of upset that it's just a still. They couldn't work in some of the times where he did kind of sketch work, or when he announced and he interacted with cast, which I think happened a couple times.
Well, I think they did that in articles. I don't know if the show itself is the place for that. I mean, it would feel weird to they can do that in a retrospective thing or best of thing. I don't know if the first
just
show.
Just a 5-second thing. They do it for musical guests that die. They play a clip of their song.
Okay, let's be honest. Most people don't give a flying fuck and don't know who Don Pardo is. So why would they do that?
Would they tune out within 5 seconds of a clip being played in tribute to him?
But what's the difference between a clip and having a picture of him and saying, thank you?
Because I think honestly because he's known for his voice, and it's kind of weird to have a quiet photograph.
Didn't bother me. What did we going back to?
I don't think either way people would make the connection. If you don't know who Don Pardo is, hearing his voice, you're not going to make the connection that this man is now dead. I'm sorry, you're not. The average viewer they're gonna know as much as you showing a photo of the person.
But I mean, going back to the opening, did you not notice? I noticed a big difference in Daryl Hammond's.
Daryl Hammond has I thought he was at least going to try and match the boom.
Yeah,
boom,
me too.
trying to. Yeah, he's very quiet. He's just kind of talking into a microphone.
Yeah,
Cecily Strong. This girl. This guy.
But we now know that Vanessa's name is Vanessa Bayer.
Okay. Is it Bayer?
It's Bayer. My God, how many times we told you?
Should have paid attention. I didn't. Booty rap. Booty rap.
Booty rap.
I love booty rap.
The only unfortunate thing was a combination of Chris Pratt. His mixing was low, and also he was whisper rapping instead of Whereas I think this was probably in part inspired by that viral video that went around of him doing the full Eminem song. Or forgot about Dre, or something.
I think that was also confidence because he seemed to get more forceful or louder the later versions of the song.
Okay.
Quieter initially, I thought.
I just thought I was expecting him to just say it out loud, but he was and it was just mixed very low. But Aidy Bryant killed it.
Oh, Aidy Bryant killed it. Oh my God, Aidy Bryant killed it.
MVP of the episode.
Chris Pratt, I felt like he wasn't really sure what he was saying, and that's why he was saying it quietly.
It was either that or he did.
The second or third one I thought was pretty strong.
It was either that or he didn't know. I feel like he might not have, because Aidy's character was clearly going from nervous to but in the rap she was super confident, and I feel like maybe Chris Pratt didn't make that decision. He just his character was nervous.
Somebody
should have directed
him, right? Yeah. Somebody would have been I feel like on SNL. Somebody would have been yo, get your shit together. You need to be screaming this shit.
But that was a Nicki Minaj song, right?
I mean, the whole joke was, it was supposed to be bumbling, oh, I'm super shy, and then, I mean, that was the entire joke.
Maybe he was nervous because he didn't know the song as well as he knows Eminem, clearly. Was it a Nicki Minaj song? Did somebody mention that?
It was.
You
I
did.
know.
Clearly-
I know. 80 Bryant. 80 Bryant was doing Anaconda.
Okay, yeah, it clearly sounded close to Anaconda. I just didn't know the lyrics.
I don't know what Chris Pratt was. I don't know what Chris Pratt was. He was doing a different song. I don't.
We
know
could
what
probably Google like a diesel through your panties or
Diesel
whatever it is. So.
Did you just say? What did
Yeah,
Bobby
I guess I'm like a truck that like goes through her panties. I don't know what I'm saying. Like, oh, the greatest Chris Pratt moment though was clearly like crack, 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 crack.
Did you say you do crack with her?
Is that what I said? No. It was great.
Yeah, it was good. Good sketch. Good performance.
Yeah.
It's strong.
And I loved.
Strong 80 performance.
I genuinely loved just at the start. I tweeted something like this where it's just like I just like that there are enough women that. Like, it's a girls just hanging out doing a girls' night out sketch, or at least it started that way.
Do you remember I think it was the
Scratch my nose.
season opener where Tina and Jimmy did that whole Grease song thing? Where they're doing the
remember that.
Grease? And it was
I remember that.
10 guys and 4 women.
4 women.
Oh, yeah. The Fallon...
Like, this is the gender problem on your show.
Sorry, the Fallon Goodbye sketch?
Yeah.
That was based on... Yeah, it was like Polar, Faye, Dratch, and Rudolph, and that was it.
That was it. That was it.
And then there was like 10 guys. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. Anyway.
Yeah,
but
that's right. That you can see the difference now. You have, I think, equal, not if not more, women on the one side in that room. There's a big difference.
And you know what? They all want that big fat ass.
Big fat ass.
It's awesome. I loved it. Amazing. I studied women's studies, and my big fat ass, like
flirp my worp.
I don't know what those words mean.
Yeah.
I liked it though.
And like she had such a killer line reading of like coming right after the rap. She's like, okay, bye, and like perfect. Not like me. You did perfect. The Good Neighbors short, Bad Boys.
It was odd. I liked it, but it was
odd. I liked it though.
Every time I've watched it, I picked up more. Like for some reason, I didn't pick up the first time. Like all the like weird like establishing shots are just random like stock footage from different stuff.
Yeah, it was like a 90s sitcom vibe to it.
Mm-hmm. And then for some reason I didn't notice until like 2/3 of the way through that Kyle Mooney in every scene
had the utility belt on.
Had the utility belt because he was trying to hang up that picture. It would not.
The picture? Did you notice the picture? And he goes, "Oh, that's off." And then like later in the sketch, it's
just
taped on the wall.
Yeah.
It's just taped. It's great.
It's a great little touch.
Good. So good.
I actually liked. I think my favorite part of that was this is a fight. He closes the door. I think that was absolutely my favorite part.
Okay, fight over now. Cool, awesome. Credits.
my favorite line was, "I called the park."
That was great.
It closed 2 hours ago.
Yep.
It closed 2 hours ago.
I called the park. And the two doors where you can like see Kyle Mooney waiting on the other side of the door.
Yes.
It's supposed to be in frame, but there's 2 doors leaving their apartment.
When the kids run out.
And he runs off stage.
So good. There was one little detail I noticed where, like, for some reason, the second time watching it through, I noticed, like, they said the TV show starts at 9, and then I checked the clock in the frame when Chris Pratt
It was 11:30. I checked it too.
It was 11:30, but so I'm like, oh, that's actually a cool detail. And then you go to the next day scene, and it's still 11:30, so it's just a clock that's not running at all. It was fantastic.
Even better.
I should check to see what it says when Kyle Mooney's saying, "Come back at 9." Yeah. It's so good. And it was, I don't think it was the same set at all, but I think it was kind of meant to be a sequel to, I actually can't remember if it aired or if it was a web exclusive, the Andrew Garfield Roommates one.
I think that was a deleted one, you're right.
But it was the same thing where it was like, it was like in the style of like an old sitcom. And
yeah, there was like an article, I think it was on EW, mentioned that was like a sort of the same thing as a previous deleted sketch that they brought up later. Yeah.
And like I don't know, and I just love the neon like shots like coming through in the credits, kind of like a Saved by the Bell looking thing, and then the old NBC Productions logo at the very end.
Did you read through the credits? Like I framed by the credits. I didn't take notes on them, but go through the credits afterwards. It's like the guest stars and the characters they're playing make no sense for the context of the show, and there's like a huge list of crew. It was well done. Nice little touch.
It was a good sketch. That actually, I'm looking over the list now. That might have been my favorite of the night.
Really?
I'm a hook for absurdism on SNL. Lonely Island and Now Good Neighbors.
Odd but good. I liked it.
I think even with the problems that the He-Man sketch had, He-Man was probably still my favorite sketch.
Yeah.
He-Man, I think Taron like so punched that sketch up that he and Aidy were clearly the MVPs of the night. But,
yeah,
when he
absolutely.
smashed the cake in his face, I thought to myself, that's gonna be there the rest of the sketch.
And then he touched his own part, and it was just like cake frosting all over his crotch.
Yeah, it was. It was just cake frosting.
I wish I had been able to switch the camera fast enough to Leah while she was miming the the crotch padding. And then
all do it at the same time. Just all stand up.
Yeah.
On the final YouTube video, they'll be able to see all the little boxes. So there you go.
Excellent, amazing.
NFL intros. Again, kind of Key and Peele-esque, but like I did like, and I thought they could have gone more absurd with some of the crimes, but I like Somali Pirate. I like treason.
Pete's delivery on that was fantastic.
Yeah, treason and cocaine. He did
involuntary prostitution was
involuntary.
I forgot about that.
Pratt's delivery was so good.
The
Taron Killam's the tax evasion.
Mm-hmm. That was good.
And, the American Taliban.
Yeah.
The American.
Very angry about it too. Chris Pratt was very angry about it.
He went very angry with that one. Yeah.
It was interesting, Michael Che and Colin Jost in a sketch, and I'm wondering if it was they just needed to fill.
As well.
Did they need to fill out the cast to have more time for other people to switch
I think
prosthetics?
So. Switch wigs and shirts, yeah.
You don't think Che and Jost are going to be in more sketches?
I think Che stands a chance. Jost.
Yeah. I think when they need bodies, like they did Tina, they used Tina only when they needed a body, really.
Yeah.
Which was a lot because they had no female cast members there for a while. I liked it because it was points for me. I kept noticing I had three players active in that sketch.
Oh,
I only have one guy, so yeah. So
one line.
Did nothing for me.
One of the lines, as I mentioned, there was like a couple of lines throughout the night where like the audience got no reaction, so I didn't actually notice until the second time. I loved Beck Bennett as Jim Nance commenting on how unathletic all the athletes seem to be now.
Yeah, I did notice that one. First time around.
Yeah, it was like right before they said like something about like are they going to say how much they've been convicted for, and it's like, oh, there have been no convictions whatsoever.
Yeah, it was a great delivery on that.
Yeah, just, no. And then the video game, which I liked in concept and premise. At the actually how it played out, it was a little sloppy, but I liked it.
I liked it. I did. Yeah. It was making me laugh.
I like that Pete got used in the sketch again. I was like, he was like strong in the like last third of the episode. He's pretty well used in it. And I like that he had one really great delivery. He commented on the hot tension in one of the sequences of the video game.
He brought something to like each role he did, and like and right after that when he like started playing the game and like stuff was happening and they're like just keep going, it's like he groaned in a way that was like it
my favorite effort into it was when Taron asked, does anyone have any comments, and he does this flare like he wants to break his hand and go, oh, that's such good like just body work right there. Just a quick little moment. It was good.
There was a little off bit of editing / direction where I think they cut too soon from Taron Killam starting to eat the popcorn. Just like a bucket came out of nowhere, and I feel like I knew where that was going because I've just seen a bunch of comedy, but I feel like some people are like, what's that bucket? Oh, I don't know.
I thought it was chicken for a split second.
Yeah, but it was a fun time. It was a fun time.
I enjoyed the open mouth kissing points. I'm going to score for that one, too.
Mm-hmm. Vanessa Bayer, I love
Bayer.
I love when she shows up more. I don't know why I don't know why she's been underused in the last year, but
I don't care.
You don't like Bayer? You don't like Bayer?
She does nothing for me. She's fine. She's fine. But she does nothing for me.
Okay. I liked it. I thought she was well. I thought it was nicely consistent across the board. But I noticed that Kate was relatively lesser used.
That's
Which I thought was a little odd.
That's what was bugging me was that Vanessa Bayer, who I enjoy infinitesimally. Infinitesimal?
I don't think that's
infinitely
right.
Less.
I
Kate McKinnon, and Kate McKinnon was in it so much less.
There was an outcry on Twitter, at least from the Deep Thoughts perspective. One person that Deep Thoughts follows, I'm saying that as if I'm not Deep Thoughts. That's weird.
Oh my God!
What?
Behind the veil.
I thought you hired someone.
One person retweeted like 6-7 different people who were tweeting it's a crime that McKinnon is not being used. Blah, blah. Should we segue from that into the SNL Fantasy League and points and whatnot?
Ooh. So you want to talk about Ariana Grande?
Points.
Oh right, Ariana Grande. Really briefly, performed "Break Free."
I think I got both songs in the wrong order.
I said "Break Free," but it was second. How did she not do "Problem"? With the trumpets.
We know.
The
Isn't there someone else sing that song with her?
Yeah, but many times in the last year, SNL had the performers do it with a smaller musical artist who filled in for the original featured or something.
I didn't care.
Leah looks confused and angry. I don't know.
I immediately fast-forwarded through.
Yeah. I just checked which song, make sure I had the song right. I got both songs.
I didn't even check the songs. I was like, put on some clothes, you Disney whore.
I don't care what you're saying. She has a great voice, but I agreed with, I saw a lot of does she pronounce any of her words? And kind of the songs are just very kind of forgettable for the most part. I love seeing The Weeknd. I want The Weeknd to have all the success in the world.
The who?
The Weeknd.
He was the guy who came out for the second song with the crazy hair. He's from Toronto.
Through all of it. Fast-forwarded through all of it.
He's from Toronto. He does kind of seem hauntingly beautiful, soul, hip-hop kind of stuff.
Rob
Moden. I don't remember the songs that I turned in.
He does.
I didn't listen to any of her, so I have no idea.
He does a devastating. Look up his cover of Dirty Diana. It is great.
Rob's really smitten with this.
He's awesome.
I was gonna say, but I don't know. He performed with Ariana Grande, so.
I like to.
You know who also performed with Ariana Grande? Taran Killam, Chris Pratt, Aidy Bryant, and Kyle Mooney in the He-Man sketch.
Yeah, but
now you have to cast
but they didn't really choose. They didn't have a say in performing with her. Whereas The Weeknd, they were like, "Hey, you wanna come perform?" And he was like, "Absolutely," which I would too. Fair play, whatever.
I'd like to thank you, Rob and Matt. Rob and Matt, thank you for reminding me to submit my song choices. I had completely forgotten at 8 o'clock last night. And I got both songs, wrong order, but I got both songs, so I'll get a little bit of points. Matt, unfortunately, got both songs in the right order.
I don't even count songs. It's something that I'm just like, if I get it, I get it.
Whatever. It frustrates me, because I don't know music at all.
Yeah.
So
I know music, but I don't know SNL music. It's going
to be another year of... It's going to be another year of not getting the songs right at all. I don't understand.
Well, at least you're getting points if you get them in the wrong order, which we didn't last year.
This year.
Well, I always feel like the people they invite on as musical guests, it for some reason panders to a very young crowd.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't feel the host pandered to the young crowd.
You don't think Chris Pratt is
young?
Chris Pratt is the biggest star of the year.
Yeah, but Chris Pratt's not geared just to them. Everyone loves him. People in their 30s, 40s love Chris Pratt too. He's not just
nobody knew who Chris Pratt was. Yeah. If you were in your 30s, you were much more likely to know who Chris Pratt was before this summer.
Yeah.
Now he's kind of an all-encompassing, teenagers will know him as well.
People in their 30s have known Chris Pratt for years.
I'm just saying, if you're saying, the show is pandering to certain crowds, I think Chris Pratt is pandering to everyone who saw a movie this summer.
No, I'm saying musical guests seem to pander to the younger audience. I never know who the musical guests are.
I think it's just anyone over 25 knows Ariana Grande from...
Exactly, because we didn't grow up on fucking Disney, right?
I think the musical landscape is just so kind of fractured and stuff that you always... I recognize maybe a quarter of the bands that show up at all.
Yeah, but you're also
24.
I was gonna say you're also.
Do you recognize fewer than a quarter of all the bands?
I don't know most of the bands.
I don't know most of the people.
You mostly. All right. Okay.
Coldplay,
Even if
U2.
I know of them, I don't know any of their music.
Yeah.
It's like something I've heard in passing, like this is now a thing.
All right. Shall we move into points?
Yeah. Sure.
Shall we?
Points.
The SNL Fantasy League, which is, if anybody doesn't know, is a fantasy league with SNL cast members, and we draft hosts too. Brian is happy today because he drafted Chris Pratt, and we hate him for it.
I
Brian,
don't hate you, Brian.
No, I hate him for it, and I have enough hate to cover you, Leah, so don't worry. Brian, do you want to guess how well Chris Pratt did?
He sang.
Did great.
He sang. He open mouth kissed. He was in digital shorts. He was in the opening opening monologue. I think he did pretty well. I'm gonna aim in the 80s, 90s points.
Leah, do you want to take a guess?
I'm gonna guess 70s.
Well, you're both shit wrong. He did 103 points.
No, really?
Yeah, so much so that Leah just got up in disbelief.
My pants got tight.
And that's including. This was a tough call. That's including, and of course this is unofficial because Russell does the official one. But that's including. I took off 4 points for breaking twice in the monologue.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see if Russell calls.
I
saw Pete.
I don't think he should get points taken away from that.
I
thought it worked. I thought it worked.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. I don't know. There's a difference between breaking and swearing or whatever. But some interesting stats. So because of the new rules, any hosts that are in pre-tape stuff get 10 points. So he got 10 points immediately for Marvel, 10 points for being in the Good Neighbor sketch, 5 points for multiple characters in the NFL intros, 5 points for multiple characters in Marvel. He embraced a cast member first, which is 10 points.
And that was my cast member, too. I was so happy for that.
Oh, but
like,
I'm going to disagree.
Pete.
I'm going to disagree.
Leah?
Because he kind of, like, talks to him and he's like, hey, this guy... But
he put an arm around him.
Nope.
I went back and put an arm around him.
That doesn't count.
I think
No, he did. He put his arm... No, I watched it. He goes, oh, yeah. I go, is that going to count? And then he pulled him in for a hug. It was a full-on hug afterwards.
Boom. There you go.
I'm going to watch it again because I'm going to watch it again. I don't agree.
I was like, Pete's like trying to get in the shot, like adorably in the background, like I was talking.
And everyone's like, it's a good show. Look at
him. Hug. And he does, like, yes, more. Pete, I love you.
Now,
Michael Bryan would have done that.
No. Michael Bryan, then that's why he's not here anymore.
No, that's why.
He is still here in our
in
heart.
spirit, or maybe on the writer's room. We don't know.
Hopefully giving us sketches where Pete Davidson and Bobby Moynihan and Jay Thurman.
More Bird Bible, more monsters,
Yes.
more HBO something, whatever the Dragons thing was.
More, what's his name, investigates bugs.
What do you think the odds are that he wrote that or was a part of the video game sketch? That feels like it's
Michael Bryan?
Yeah. That feels like it's right up his style.
Do you think that maybe the people who have since departed from the show, like Michael Bryan and Leslie Jones, do you think maybe this was their only episode? Maybe they had worked on this episode and...
Do we even know for sure that they left? Because why would Leslie Jones be
they're just not listed anymore as writing. Why would they not be listed?
There was a tweet from a New York... Bill Carter, who's a New York Times writer, and he did like the War for Late Night books about Leno, Carson, and Leno Conan. So he has inside tracks. He said something about O'Brien maybe on a freelance basis doing some shorts or writing some shorts, kind of like how there were a couple of years where like the Lonely Island members.
Yeah.
Sandberg was still there. I think Akiva was mostly gone. Yorma, I think, was there sometimes.
It's just that there was no official like anything from NBC or SNL about it. It was just another person noticing the website had changed, which seems to me like this isn't official yet.
Do they normally release about writers? No. I mean, people don't normally give a shit about writers. I feel like this might be the first time that people are
especially if someone mentions it in like a tweet or whatever, then you think they would respond saying blah blah blah. Oh, they've moved on or they've left. There's no comment.
I don't think they officially said anything.
Maybe they don't feel the need to dignify it with a response.
I don't think they officially said anything about Millhiser, Wells. I think it was just the New York Times. No, I think somebody went to them for an article about it. I don't think they put out a press release saying we have fired these people.
No, I think there was like I know Brooks was the one who like got fired, and the other ones were mentioned in some capacity, an article or whatnot. But you think that I don't know. Anyway, it just seemed not official to me when it was mentioned in that tweet. That's all. So when I saw Leslie Jones on Update, I go, oh, she's not gone. Good.
Yeah, I kind of did the same thing. I was like, oh, she's obviously not gone.
Yeah.
Right?
What do we think are the top scoring cast members? Let's
Aidy
go
Bryant.
Aidy
Let's
Bryant
go-
for sure.
Let's see. Let's go the top three regular cast members and the top featured player.
I say Aidy Bryant for sure. Maybe Taryn, even though I felt kind of light-ish, but I think he's still pretty solid. And
He did a lot of singing, a lot of dancing.
yeah.
And full frontal.
Yeah. Who else? I don't know. I can't think of a third. 'Cause Kate wasn't strong. Vanessa, maybe?
Leah?
I'm going to go... Keenan actually had a good show. Aidy Bryant and Taryn. And featured, I'm going to go Kyle Mooney.
Yeah.
Leah is correct on Kyle Mooney.
Yeah, I'd say good Kyle.
Kyle Mooney kind of just showed up everywhere.
Yeah, he did.
Taryn Killam, #1 in the cast with 58
Really?
points. Here's the
He
thing.
did a lot of singing, a lot of dancing, and nudity.
Here's the line that Russell may disagree with me on. The nudity points. He did both frontal and back toe, whatever that would be called. But front is apparently 15. Butt shot is apparently 5. I added that up to 20. Russell could disagree easily.
Is that how that math works?
Yes.
I added
Yes.
that to 20.
Yes.
Wait, hold on. Checks out. What do we think? What do we call? I guess is not.
Checks out.
I'm prepared not to get the point for this, but when she was undoing Pratt's shirt in the video game sketch, go, this nude? Is this nudity? Do I get a
No.
point for this?
No.
If it was a woman, and it was
Maybe.
blurred. It's the
Next.
blur. I think Russell looks for the
Yeah,
blur.
I agree. I was like,
Otherwise, because
scraping for
there's some decent butt shots in that He-Man action hero thing. They're walking away. I'm like, that costume is tighter than it needs to be.
No, it was just tight enough.
Okay. #2 on the regular cast list, Aidy Bryant.
Of course. I'm amazed she's not #1, but
56 points, only 2 behind Taryn.
Okay.
Without the nudity, Aidy Bryant was far and away the winner. And then #3, interestingly, Cecily Strong.
Really?
First show back
Update probably helped.
after Update.
I would not have guessed Cecily Strong.
She just popped up. I think it was just the journeyman. She was in every
Small
sketch.
bits and a lot of sketches, yeah.
Let me see. Are there anything interesting to note? There was some stuff like Candy Crowley for Aidy was a recurring character.
Really?
Yeah.
So were Keenan and Jay's impressions. They had done those characters before.
I did actually really like Jay's impression. I like his.
Shannon Sharp, I believe.
I didn't know the reference. I was like, I'm sure it's good, but I don't know the reference.
Yeah, it's pretty. I mean,
funny.
he doesn't look anything like the guy, but
Yeah.
it's pretty spot on.
It was
Yes, Cecily didn't do anything that got a lot of points. Like Update was 7, pre-tape in Cialis Turnt was 7. But
She
other than
danced.
that,
They'd have been recurring as
She,
well.
she danced in that. Update counted as recurring. Vet Office counted as recurring. But it was a lot of 5 points, just added up.
Okay.
And then Taryn, pre-tape, dancing, nudity. So that was 32
Yeah,
points. That was 32 points in Cialis alone.
Wow.
Uh,
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. How much there was dancing in that too.
yeah. And then Kyle Mooney just kept showing up. 7 points for Marvels. 7 points for Bad Boys because those are pre-tapes, and then he just kept showing up in other sketches.
Yeah. Yep, that makes sense.
Mm.
Who was on
So-
the lowest end for both?
Lowest for both. So Shears Ameda was lowest for featured,
Yeah,
which
she wasn't on the show until very late.
I feel like
she
that
showed
must.
very late. Last 2 sketches, I believe, was.
Yeah.
She was in
Sashir.
Booty Rap, and Video Game.
Yeah.
And she got dancing points for Booty Rap. That was almost half of all her points. And Vanessa Bayer was lowest for regular cast. I feel like Sashir might be a one-off unless there's a clear change in direction, because maybe Leslie Jones and Lakendra Tukes, if they are gone, it might be a change there. But like, they started playing up a lot of race-based sketches, and so she was in a lot of those. But she was also a regular cast member. She was like doing a lot of just regular female parts, and she was great in them. So
I think that this was a fluke. I think
Yeah.
it was just.
It's a one-off.
Yeah.
She's strong.
Yeah.
She showed she had chops last season.
she's a strong player, does well on the field. Really a team effort all around, and she's going to give
She gets,
110%.
You know, lots of motivation for the other players.
Sports
Yeah,
reference.
Unfortunately, Bayer, it looks like more of the same from last year, where she's just kind of, for some reason, she's
bit.
not showing up.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little surprised that Bear was kept on. I'm kind of surprised that Bear wasn't like
Really? You thought she'd, like, leave, actually?
I thought maybe she would be fired.
No, she's liked enough to be kept around. I absolutely think so.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to talk about is I honestly think that what was good about this episode is the cast wasn't misused ever. Like, people...
Didn't feel like too many for one person. Like that one episode where Keenan was in, like, every sketch. Like, why is he playing 5 bartenders?
Yeah, well, here I feel like every cast member who was used, they were used in a role that worked for them.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, and, like, whether it was written towards them or they just, like, are like, we need someone in this role who can play that decently.
Mm-hmm.
Like, last year I feel like there was a lot of, like, throw in somebody there, or, like you said, Keenan was used a lot. And I don't think anybody was kind of being stretched too far outside of their comfort zone.
Yeah, and I thought I think it was Mooney played a kid in that one sketch. I go, that would have been John Milheiser last year, but it works for Kyle Mooney this year.
No, it still would have been Kyle Mooney last year. Sorry.
Yeah, camp whatever in like near the end.
Yeah.
It was Mooney in the camp sketch. Are there any more overall thoughts about the episode before we go into the brief bit of news?
Pretty strong. I was surprised how little.
What good news? I gotta pee.
4th anniversary it was. I was surprised it didn't talk about the anniversary more. That's about it.
Yeah. Still get into that. What the fuck is going on?
I don't know. Sarah's trying to get out of the room or something, and she was wondering if it was a good time, and it wasn't. But whatever. It never was gonna be, so that's fine. But and Leah's even saying she needs to pee, so.
Wrap it up.
We lost our one viewer.
Sarah can fill me small bladders, right?
This will all be edited out. And so, going to the news now. I think we covered a lot of stuff. Was there anything that we said we were going to cover in the show that we didn't actually cover?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Not a lot of news since it was a little bit, but I think we covered that already in the
main bit of news.
drafts.
The only news that I knew of, because I don't really follow news, is the Leslie Jones thing. I was really surprised to see her in the episode.
Yeah.
I was like, what's going on? It was a happy surprise, but...
The only real news is that Bill Hader has been selected as the third host instead of the rumored Bill Murray, but whatever. I don't think that's going to happen. And Jim Carrey's been rumored, but we don't know anything. Bill Hader feels like it's going to be just like Sandberg, like that's gonna be the start of the 40th anniversary stuff.
Do you think, going back to Jim Carrey, do you think that they haven't announced it officially? Seems to me it's less likely going to happen now.
Maybe they're just trying
to
to
over a week ago.
They're trying to hammer down the promotional stuff. It is also mid-November, so it's maybe a little early to announce that when Dumb and Dumber 2 comes out.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's quite a bit far off, so maybe they're just not bothering.
But it wouldn't surprise me if it just didn't pan out for whatever reason, which I'm hoping for, because I don't want Matt to get the points.
Yeah, bastard.
Matt chose such... I can't even blame Matt, because he chose such a good fucking list.
Yeah, whatever, just...
He really did. It's a brilliant list. I'm not gonna fault him. If he wins this season again, he deserves it.
Are there any Bill Hader characters that we are really looking forward to?
Nope.
Or that we want to see? Oh, come on. Vinny Vedecci? Anybody? No? Stefan is probably going to show up and be
Stefan, I would love to see, but Seth Meyers has to come back. Simple as that.
Yeah, exactly. Seth Meyers needs to be around for Stefan. That's like.
I would love to see another Dateline with Keith, the creepy one. I don't know. Bill Hader, I rewatched after it was announced. Vulture put up or reposted a video they did after he originally left of all the impressions he ever did. There are some gems in there that I want to see come back.
I would like to see. It's too early seasonal wise to see Vincent Price, but it's a little too early. It's me more inappropriate for Halloween, but I would like to see Vincent Price again.
I think I don't know. Well, like he's gonna be. I think he might actually be the last one before Halloween because it's like 3 on and then 2 off or something like that.
Yeah, you're right. 'Cause Silverman's next week, and that's the first week of October.
Yeah, and then Hader's the week after, so that'd be like the 11th-ish, I think.
I feel like they're still gonna have at least one more before.
No,
that.
they would do it at least.
Especially since I think when they not have one November 1st, because that would be the Saturday.
Let's look at a calendar.
Halloween's
Friday. Yeah, Halloween's on a Friday.
So I think they would do it the week before their Halloween.
If they do, Well, if the 11th, and then if they take 2 weeks off, which is what I think they usually do, they do like 3 on, 2 off. The 18th and the 25th are the only Saturdays before Halloween, which is on Friday, and then you're right, the 1st of November. So maybe they'll do Halloween sketches then, or maybe they'll just be like, fuck it, whatever, the 11th, let's do Halloween.
They'll just replay that same shit they replay every year of Halloween.
That's true, but yeah, I would love to see Vincent Price. I'm sure they'll probably look for that excuse to use Vincent Price.
Yeah, they could use them anyway. I mean, they don't have to be Halloween.
Yeah, it'll either be that episode will either whether it's tied into SNL 40 or not, they'll like go super nostalgic and like keep bringing in like cast members and like recurring stuff, or it'll be like him just being in the cast, which will be boring. But go ahead.
Little game. Each of you, all of us, pick one cast member you think will be back for his episode.
For haters?
Kristen Wiig.
Wiig! Skeleton Twins, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. I think Armison's a good lock, too.
Armison's a very good lock. I think Seth Meyers is probably a really good lock as well.
Also, obviously, if anybody... Yeah, Stefan shows up on Update, Myers shows up at the very end to say, like, honey, we have to go do our wedding, our married thing, or whatever.
Our married thing.
I would guess maybe Stefan shows up with Colin Jost, and Seth Meyers comes on a bit jealous.
Yeah. Or just like did he not, or... I'm thinking, like, did he not appear... Am I crazy? Was he not on Update after Seth left? Doesn't make sense timing-wise. Like, who's this? Maybe
no. Hater left first. Hater left first, but then he came back for Seth's last show. He came back for Seth's last show.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Like, he looked at this sitting here.
All right. Well, I mean, my light's going. Leah needs to pee. I think Brian's near a baby. I don't know what's going on.
Not me. There's no baby sounds in this.
Is Leah near a baby as well?
It's me. It's me.
You're double.
Leah's a mom?
I have 3 children. I have 3 children. Did you guys not know that?
Anyway, so I want to thank everybody for watching or listening. Subscribe to us on YouTube at Trivia Club or on iTunes under the Trivia Club Network. Follow Deep Thoughts SNL on Twitter for news or live tweeting episodes and stuff. Brian, how can people find you?
I'm remembering it now. I thought of it ahead of time. I always forget it. Coconut Phone 77 on Twitter.
You got the 77. Good for you. And then Leah.
You can follow me at Leah Sueko.
All right, you can go pee now. You can go pee.
Yay!
Yay! All right, thank you, everybody.
Turn off your camera, Leah. Turn off your camera.
No, I'm leaving it on. Leaving it on.
Bringing your pocket mic with you into the bathroom. All right, we'll be back for Sarah Silverman next week.
Yay.
Bye, guys.
Right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Trivia Club.